Well, we're back on the truck. Our plan is going to be pretty simple, I think. I want to focus and see if I can make this just a little better, just shaped a little better. Would make me happy. We're going to do that. Possibly pull the back of the box back off. I might deal with the fuel tank. I'm not sure yet, but I think we'll pull this off. Maybe we'll just blast the back of the chassis here, get a little bit of paint on it, and I guess just go over the box, make sure if there's any welding I got to do that. You can see I don't have all the bolt holes here, so we're going to do some of that. Yeah, just want to try to finalize a little bit of something. I don't know if we'll play with the fenders because that doesn't really bother me as much as I thought. Maybe we will. Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. That's already probably a lot to do. Doesn't sound like it, but probably is. We do have to address these fenders yet, like weld these in. I think we could probably do that. But, well, that and probably plenish out a few of the dents. Yeah. Let's make that a goal for this round, and we'll see where we get. I guess we'll just get started. First things first, let's hammer down on these fenders and see if we do a couple little slices inside, if we can raise that up and it'll make something prettier. I don't know. I'm just gonna try. I only have one bolt holding the box in, but I want to see if this does what I think it's gonna do. Like maybe it'll work, but I'm thinking it's gonna just suck the bottom of the fender in. I'm just gonna uber some force on it. I already don't like what it's doing. Let's try over here. It's like sucking the front of the fender in. No bueno, not doing what I want. All right, option 2, because I left the lip. The lip is still good in there. I'm gonna just do a cut on the lip just so it's broken and just see if it wants to come up. For that, I'm gonna have to loosen some bolts, but let's try that really quick and see what happens. All right, see what happens. it's starting to come. I couldn't bend the shape, so I ended up cutting the lip out. I tried the stretcher shrinker. It wasn't happening. I cut the inner lip out because I'm like, if I can manipulate the fender the way I need, I can just make a new lip inside. But it's coming up a little bit, but I don't think the effect is coming what I wanted. I don't know if that light is making it worse. Or, like, seems okay, but now it's sort of like doing this. I might cut this a little bit out and just try to bring it up. It makes it better, I think. Like, you know, this, it's not tight like that, but it's not, doesn't look as big. You can't quite see everything I did. I did a little bit, but I think if you come look at it from this side, I think it's better. Might be worth venturing just to cut this much of the lip out and trying to bring it up just to see. We're kind of banging it and stretching it. I'm just hoping it's not rolling the front of the fender in too much. It's not looking too bad. I think I'll keep going with it. We're gonna cut this part out up to here, and we'll keep beating on it a little bit just to see if we can bring this up. If I can bring it up even that little 1/4 inch, I think overall is gonna give it a nicer look. Well, it's definitely subtle. I don't think, without rebuilding the fender, you can only manipulate it so much, but I'm actually pretty happy. Like, you know, nothing's really perfect, so it's better. I'm happy with the turnaround here. I don't think I can touch down here, because I think if I try to round this, it's gonna, like already when I push on this, it's just trying to screw other parts of the fender. It's just, I'm working with the limitations that you can manipulate this fender without screwing other aspects of it up, but we'll see. Because maybe if I drop this down, let's say we try to get this to follow this flow a little better, so maybe we'll do a slice into here, bring this fender down a little bit, but by slicing here we can maybe move this down a little. I don't know, I want to close this gap up a little bit down here if I can, maybe by flattening, squaring out the bottom of the fender. But maybe when we cut that, yeah, I don't know, if I bring this out, it's for sure gonna push the top down. Like this even, I'd like to get a little more. Let's put my hammer in there and give it a little shove, but you can see when I push up on here, this part of the fender wants to go down, so I kind of have to pick my battle. It seems like a lot of work for very little reward, but it does finish it better. I don't know how to explain that. You've seen the other side, that's looking a lot better now. And you can see how here there's just so much more gap when I can only, you know, if we're doing measurements with fingers, I can only get about 3 fingers in on the other side, and it actually squishes down near the top. So I think overall it looks better, like there. And then there. And it's hard to say. In reality, it makes a huge difference, at least for me. And I guess that's all that really matters. I accept that more better than having it look just bigger. Anyways, I guess now we have this, it's kind of like torqued into place, but it's not. What we're gonna do is template this. I'm gonna cut a piece of flat metal similar to this, but then at least I can Well, I don't even have to stretch and shrink it, honestly. I can just cut it. All right, new plan. We'll mirror this, trace it to a piece of sheet metal, we'll cut it out. That way we can weld it into there. That'll get that'll, you know, hold that angle that I want. And then be able to bolt it on tight, and then we can start working on the bottom. You can see inside how much, see this is where the bolt hole was, but you can see how much we've actually raised the fender here. So you can see we cut this all out, but so we have a tiny bit of lip still on there, so I just need a piece of flat bar going across, or flat, whatever, like metal anyways. Going across, we'll zap it to the lip, and well, if we did the box right, technically if I cut 2 of those, I should be able to mirror it to the other side and it'll be same. Okay, what have we done? Well, I started off, I just wanted to do this patch. So we did that. I think I got to do little touch-ups to do. Then there was some rot, so we kind of blitzed it a little bit, but we'll fix up these few spots. Have to do that down here. I decided to weld this in right away. So just started cutting and figuring out what I'm doing there yet. I got to tweak, and we got to build a lip for this. As you can see, this is getting a little distorted from what it's supposed to be. I think it's like that about. Well, it doesn't help with everything else kind of chewy. So it's waiting for us some stuff to cool, so I just bust out the cleaner thing. We're going through. It gets, if I go around, like I've did this like in 2 really quick passes, but it still needs more. You can still see some, maybe you can. Yeah, from here you can see, like that's still just a lighter rust. It's, it needs a couple more passes. I don't know. It's almost a little more work than it's worth, but I guess you'd sandblast it, but I'm hitting it. I'm gonna hit it a little bit more, then I'll just be able to coat it when the time comes. Just some, you know, like a Dome 50 or Pour 50, Dome 15, whatever it's called. Anyways, I was playing with this. I always see Bellows always using an air saw, and it looks pretty awesome. And honestly, it actually is. It does do the part. I was using this thing, which is basically what do you call it? Like a die grinder, but electric version. It came with a Milwaukee disc. It was super thin, so sometimes when you're doing the cut, I was questioning it, but it does come out quite a bit thinner than that. So if you're trying to do the old cut and butt weld, the air saw is the way to go. I usually use these Walter discs, but they're pretty thick. They're almost as thick as the zip cuts. So if you do a cut and butt, you can usually, you know, if you're trying to go flat, sometimes if you hit an angle, you can end up making a little bit of a thinner, smaller gap. Anyways, I found these things online. They were fairly cheap, 3-in-1, I don't know, Shal. But it's a really thin disc. Not as thin, I think, as the Milwaukee. That little doodad came with one zip cut on there, and it lasted a super long time, and it was, I wouldn't say a paper thin cut, but it was still a hair bit wider than, see, I was experimenting. You can see the gap there, and then up here with the little zip cut, with the angle cut, it's, I would say it's not quite twice as thick. I don't know. Makes it easier to weld, because instead of doing spots, you can kind of do a little tiny stitch going along. Anyways, enough gabbing. So I'm going to finish welding this up, because I decided to do that. This part is actually, that turned out okay. We just got to do a little bit of rust repair everywhere, and then we'll fit this thing on, and we're going to come back and try this fender slice idea that I got to bring this down to match up the bottom here, because you can see we're pretty flat, and this fender comes up like this. So I'm just wondering if I bring my fender down, square it out a little bit, if it'll look a little more awesome. And then I noticed here I got some more welds I got to do along with the bottom here. I guess I never got to that. It's kind of why we got to take the box off and just go over everywhere, anywhere I've missed or it needs some work, like around the front needs a little bit. Touch up a lot of that. Alrighty, enough gabbing. Let's get back to work. Well, I'm spending way more time on there than I thought I was going to, but I think it's worth it. Look at this. Well, we got the front welded. Our cutting butt kind of went a little sideways, but that's all right. It's in there. It's gonna work. We got to fix up here a little. I was going to just lower the back, but then I thought, why wouldn't I? Because the rest of the truck has got, you know, it's gonna have all this lowness to it. That with that on, and just continues. I don't want it too low, because if you kind of jack the truck up doing something, it might hit. So anyways, I don't know, I think I'm gonna extend a whole bunch onto there. You can see that. I'm just trimming off so I can make a pattern that I can just easily snip some steel and kind of do my thing. It's not terrible in the back. It still has a little bit of wonkiness, but I think with this and this just all works. Could make it different, but I think it just gives it a nice up swoop. If there's some weird chance I can figure a bumper that works, we can adapt that in, but yeah, compared to that, I think that looks much better. It still kind of looks like the original fender, but we just dropped the back down. So it gives the truck, I think, a little more of a square look, maybe. Anyways, I dig it. So, next plan. We're going to, now I'm going to trace this out. I'm going to try to make a panel. A piece that big. Should be pretty much just straight. We'll kind of tack it in, and then we'll probably plenish it just to try to get everything to schmooze out. Same thing up here. I got to do a little patch. I don't know if it's patched. Looks like it needs to be welded. Looks like somebody just ran a zip cut into it or something. We'll patch that up, and then we'll kind of hammer everything out. Was that a lot of work? Oh, Dinah. Jeepers. But, you know, considering we totally switched plans here, I really like the look of that. Fender looks much fuller, kind of like, you know, how that's meatier. That's just add a bunch of meat. Doesn't take away from what the fender is. Kind of gave it a little bit of a roundness back here. We still got to work that a little bit, but man, I like it. Just gives the truck overall a low, you know. Now, if I was to put a bumper low on here, I think I could do it. Like, just if I do it, I don't know. Right now, I'm not going for a bumper, but yeah, I like that. Like, can you see the difference here? Here, look at that. That looks nice. And oh, yuck. Oh man, we got so much work to do for this side. That took like a whole day to do. Just that one fender. And it's not even fully done yet. I still have to do a little bit of tweaking in the back. There's a little bit of work back here we got to do. I still got to get here, replenish a little bit. We got to drill, I think, 3 more holes. Other than that, it is just about there. We got to go over our welds here again. I plenished this. We can grind this one more time now a little bit. We probably got this a little bit better. We stretch this out. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy. We have just a complete disaster happening everywhere here, but we don't need that anymore because that was a fail. Now we just got to basically mirror all that to the other side. And I think that's going to be tomorrow's plan. I think I'm pretty burned out right now. Need to take a break. Well, even this turned out pretty good. Look at that. This looks pretty good. I like it. Man, I like it. Anyways, folks, this project took a lot longer than I thought. I pretty much thinking that's about where we're going to leave this one. I guess next round, I'll probably just finish up the other fender really quick and then we'll probably call her a video there. But as always, folks, I want to thank you all for watching and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.